Hello everyone, and welcome back to Thea The Awakening, and welcome back to the Game Droid. I moved my expedition up one, and just passed a few turns gathering some food because we needed a little bit more food. So in the meantime, we're going to pop back down to the village, and we're going to have a look at our production. We are going to look at crafting, and we're going to look at crafting ourselves. So actually, no, we're going to look at construction. We're going to look at constructing ourselves another pasture, because extra pastures good for the soul. So it doesn't give us any research to construct this pasture. If we make it into a darkwood pasture, we'll get 11 research from it, exactly the same otherwise. Or we could make it into a clay pasture and we'll get 17 research. Again, we're actually adding +2 food from this one, so it's actually a much better one. We could use quartz, which we've got more of. We could use things like moonstone to construct it, but wow, that's expensive and we don't have enough really. But let's make a quartz with iron as the catalyst and basic vegetables. So there we go, and we can throw all of our spare people into it to craft. Does Samir have a crafting tool? Equipment. Samir, do you have a crafting tool on you? You do. So can I drop that crafting tool onto the Orc Fighter? Equipment, Orc Fighter. Samir's crafting tool. There we go. So the Orc Fighter now has slightly better crafting. We made ourselves a padded jacket, which we might be able to give to... Oh, we've got a new person, which we never equipped. We can give you a spear, 7 damage spear just to start off with. Also give you a bow and arrow. You can grab a spear as well, and you can grab a crossbow. So we've had a few people grow up and join the village. And coming to the village as well. But back up to our expedition, we're going to be headed up to this goblin village to try and clear this goblin village out. So we come across the skeletal remains of a dragon. So let's collect some bones. An old hag emerges, surely it's a Baba Yaga. Let's kill it, we can learn her secrets. So we're going to go with a 4-skull fight. We should be okay, we're fully healed. We're up against a Baba Yaga, 4 child wraiths and 6 malicious spiders. So we're going to fight this one manually, of course. And we've got a pretty decent start. So they start off, they get the first turn, and a child wraith comes out. So 28 hit points. If I throw out my forest elf, that's going to take them down to 18, so they're going to get killed off by my forest elf immediately. I can then throw out probably a 27 damage hammer wielder with 3 poison damage on top. So the Baba Yaga is going to go down. They move someone to the front, which is fine. I can't move anyone to the front, so I'm going to take that 2 plus 16 plus 13. That's a lot of damage to take. And I can't really shield them. So I'm going to see if I can't knock out this Baba Yaga. Using spears. Right, so here's one of the things we can do. I have 2 cards to play. There is 1 card in my way. If I play this, or... Yep, that's my only spear left. So I can play this spear and I can hope to take out the malicious spider. Not quite enough, which means that my confuse... because the missile spider is already confused, I can actually confuse the child wraith. That's good. That's good. So we've got another couple of child wraiths coming out, but that's fine, we should be able to deal with that. And I'm actually going to throw out confuse because mostly what my opponent has left is malicious spiders. 1 more child wraith, but hopefully we'll be able to deal with her. So fingers crossed this is a successfully tactically sound setup. No guarantee of that though. So down goes the child wraith, the spider, and then the damage spreads on. He takes out another child wraith. Ooh, okay, so that Child Wraith got off a nasty blow and actually damaged one of my characters. Didn't damage my medic though, so hopefully. So I've won. One of my characters took 13 hit points of damage. Petrie took 13 hit points of damage. My Orc Worker managed to gain himself permanent. These are permanent increases, not charms. 3 magic, 2 folklore, 3 herbalism, and 1 intellect. You enter the dragon's belly in search of usable bone fragments when you hear a crooked old voice. Ah, tasty young ones, pretty faces, come into my home, come close if you dare. So we got a new item here, a Book of Wisdom. We also got Coins of Change, Dragon Bone, a Bramblewood Club, and 5 Monster Bones. So, although that may end up costing me one of my characters, Petrie, so I'm not actually going to send Petrie out gathering, although that may end up costing us Petrie, actually, to be honest, like the increase my Orc Worker got then, probably worth it to be fair. So the Bramblewood Club isn't particularly good. I didn't really get any other weapons. It was down in Charms where I got 2 new items. I got +1 Intellect and +2 Attractiveness. So who's my most attractive character? Not you, certainly. Tell you what I'll do, I will filter none and add in Attractiveness. Apply filter. So she's got 3 Attractiveness, he's got 8 Attractiveness. So my elf is my most attractive. So I throw Coins of Change on him, and I use the Faces of Shielding on a couple of my weaker characters who could do with a little bit more shielding. And then my Orc Worker gets the Book of Intellect. That should be fine. So let's all filter. So hopefully Petrie survives. I have a very high level. Ooh, okay, so I don't know how many skulls this is, but it's got a Seamuck and Tough Bats, so we're definitely going to have to fight this manually. I've got 2 of my weaker characters out front, so I've got my healer and Vera out front, but at the same time I don't want to risk spinning Petrie out into the front, so we'll keep this. So I start off. I'm going to start off with my 32 damage sword character just to start the battle. Going up against deformed bats. Okay. So if I throw out my 9 damage spear to start, and then throw out a 21 damage spear. There's the Chummuck. He's 27 damage. But what I can do is I can actually boost my 21 damage with 7 damage. And then I can throw out my heavy spear wielding dwarf to completely destroy that tough bat. I can also confuse that tough bat to make sure that I'm not dealing with him attacking anyone. And then I can throw out my other 2 characters and use Petrie as a support character so he's not going to be on the front line. So we go into the fight and we should pretty easily handily hold this one. Yep, we handily held this one without any real challenge at all. And we got another Coins of Change for +3 attractiveness. And we get another encounter. You are ambushed by orc bandits. They are charging at you and don't look eager to talk about it. You have seconds to decide what to do. Drop your bags and weapons on the ground and run. Shout, "Stop you filth. Will you attack your own kind? This is my clan, so do not challenge us. Let us face Zora's wrath as we put you to dirt," which is a tactics choice based on the fact that I have an orc with me. I can fight them or I can go for a tactics challenge. I think I'll go with the orc-based tactics challenge because it should be, yep, it's reduced. So the orcs slow their attack. Your own orc comrade says they will not stop the attack, but you have now gained a decent advantage, so your next move will be easier. So I can form up to withstand the charge, or I can fight. So this ought to drop the fight challenge even lower. We'll reshuffle that, see if we can get some of our good tactics guys out front. Okay, so that's 9 damage tactical, and they're level 6. So I don't think I'll be able to counter anyone, but I will be able to confuse him. So if I throw out a confuse, followed by a 13 shielded person, and this is one of the advantages with my tactics, is at the moment I have some very high shielded characters in tactics. So if I throw out a first action, move her to the front, and then throw out a support ally on her. So we've got 3 confused tactics at the moment. What I can do is I can throw out some pretty hefty shields, and then I can throw out basically just additional damage at the back here. Now she does 3 damage, but she can support for 5, so she's actually better off being a support than she is being a frontline combatter, because we have the HP at the front. These wounds won't count, so it's nice and easy. Petre, go on Petre, you show them. You show them that despite the fact you're wounded, you can still kick butt. So our lead character is taking a little bit of a battering, but it's not too bad. Ooh. Yes, go on my medic. So I come away from that with a Gravedigger and a Ribcage Shield, and also with a Blessing of Intellect. So if formation works, you manage to push the Orc's main attack away. They see that their attack did not work as intended, they stop and watch you. So we can say that we can just need to part ways, or we can use the opportunity to counterattack. Let's part ways. The Orcs leave. Excellent. So we leveled up from that. We got another medic skill on Mice Flak, some more folklore skill on our Orc, some more stealth skill on our bandit. That's good. And over back in town, we gained a bit of health, bit of intellect, a bit of dexterity. Not bad at all. One of our characters leveled up. So we could go with a crafting character. We could go with a medic. I think we're probably going to go with a medic, because we have 1 medic, but we need to have a medic in reserve. And getting her leveling up, Lidmilla leveling up early, won't be a bad idea. So we finished our pasture, which is a good little pasture, and we're going to equip Lidmilla with basically things that will help make her a decent medic. She's only got 100 hit points, which means she needs to go with really light things. So what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to have to craft her some stuff. So let's start by crafting her a nice piece of armor. Let's see what we can make. What happens if we put in some topaz? What happens if we put in some diamond? Some malachite? Spider string? That's 14 weight at the end of this. That's a really nice light jumper. We could put in some fur, that would make it 26 weight. What happens if we do spider string and reptile leather? That's 14 weight for a silk tunic. 20 weight for 3 armor. 20 weight for 14 for 6. 22 for 4. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll probably go with a silk and scaled leather tunic. Nice easy craft there for one of our crafters. And we will also see if we can't make some medical jewellery. What happens if we do double monster bone? Sixth sense and dexterity. Attractiveness. Light step. Faint in range. Armor and distraction. Doesn't seem like we have any medical skill items at the moment. So when we get back, we'll see if we can't do some medical skill with something like mithril. So everyone's healed up, and we can continue to head up towards... Ooh, a spider's nest. Here's one of the interesting ones. Before you is a group of black wolves attacking something. As you look closer, you realise there are 2 packs, one attacking a small baby and one fighting not far with something else. Investigate. You see the child is protected by some magic as the wolves seem unable to get to it, however you're not certain how long this shield will last. You also see the other group is fighting with a single black cat that is putting up a good fight, but clearly losing its strength now. So, I can help the child, but the cat will definitely die. This is a fight that usually gets you a child, sometimes gets you a demon to join your village, sometimes gets you attacked by a demon child. I can split my party, or I can help the cat, but the child may be in danger. It's a 3-skull fight, but I think I'm probably going to split my party. So we're going to go against 4 wolves. Now what you can end up having is you can end up having a situation where you literally get a child and you get a creature called a spore, which is a protective creature, join your village as well. And that can be really, really beneficial. So he's decided to confuse one of my characters, which is mildly frustrating, but that's fine. I'm actually going to throw out my weak medic because I want to keep my spear wielders for when they can actually do some good. And then I'm going to turn over. Okay, so I can throw that out and actually take him down to 1 hit point, throw that out and kill him straight off before the fight even starts. And then he's going to go down to her, and I can boost her, throw out a confuse, throw out some shield, and a little bit more support. So this should be a pretty easy fight. For a 3-skull fight, that was ridiculously easy. So, you send the small group to protect the child and the rest to help the cat. We've won. We got a bird shashli from it, which is interesting. So, it wasn't easy, but both the cat and the child are fine. The cat's eyes shine gold. You could swear it smiles at you. You feel a surge of positive energy. So we received a child. One of our characters learnt to be a better animal handler, and we also received a blessing of dexterity. Now, we could sometimes get the cat from that as well, but we didn't get the cat this time round. Let's do a sneak. Auto-resolve the sneak. Finish the sneak nice and easy. There we go. And we're actually getting to the point where we've got too many items. So let's have a look. Inventory. This is a heavy sword and it's bad quality, so we'll dismantle it. This is reasonably heavy and it's bad quality, dismantle that. The hatchet isn't great. This ornamental axe isn't great. The sharp hip isn't great. This does a lot of damage, but we don't really need it at the moment. We can get rid of the thorny hammer. These spears aren't brilliant and we can make them very, very easily back at home. These low clubs, these small clubs are light but kind of useless. Very bad shield. That's a good quality shield. I'll actually keep that because it's better than most of my other shields, and I'll actually use that to replace some of my other shields that I've got active at the moment. So that's 152 for 10 armor. I don't think I'm ever going to bother with that. 5 armor. It's only a 40 weight though, so I'll keep that. 200 weight for 10 armor. Nope, not going to bother. 15 armor for 239, possibly 300 weight for 17 armor. That's actually, those two are actually really good bits that we've just picked up. These are all light. Okay, so that should have dropped our weight significantly. If necessary, we can actually scrap some of the sort of heavier equipment that we don't really have a use for. So you're wearing 15 armor. You can go up to 17 armor, and it's going to be fine. 17 armor. You've got 11 armor, but you can probably go up to 15 without overweighting yourself. You've got 7, but again you can go up to 15 without overweighting yourself. You've got 9. Doesn't seem like there's anything better I can give you. You've got 7. you've also got +1 dexterity from it. I think I'll keep you where you are. So let's have a look at our warriors. Spear, sword and shield. So I've got a really nice shield here that can go there. That's good. And I think that was all of our upgrades. We can give our forest elf a bow, because that just gives them the ability to do range damage. We can auto-resolve our way through the spider. Ooh, gave us a +2 damage creepy doll. So actually probably what I'll do is get back to the explorers. I'll probably give that to any one of our damage characters that don't have a thing. Can you afford to carry a creepy doll? Yes, you can. So we're going to go up and we're going to deal with the goblin village, and then we'll head back down into auto-resolve that. One of our dwarves took 4 hits, but that's fine. Oh, and another one. 2 in a row. Oh, a Baba Yaga. I think we'll fight this one manually. Going to start out with our hammering orc, straight off the bat. Hammer is a good thing to go with to start with, because you can use the hammer to break through. So she's got 27, she's going to die straight away, but actually she might even die to a couple of my spear wielders. She's down to a single hit point. You can see how spear wielders make a massive difference in a lot of the combat. It's really worth having a decent set of good spear wielders, and if you're not getting lucky and getting spears, it's sometimes even worth making spears for yourself. There we go. Easy combat. Ooh, and we have an encounter in Australia. A small group of orcs travel near your village and they ask you to use your smithy. So this can either go one of 2 ways. We can either shut them out, in which case they might walk off or they might attack us, or we can let them in which case they might walk off or they might attack us, or one of them might join us. Or we can just say no, they cannot enter, and chase them away. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably actually going to go with letting them in and let them use the smithy. And they allowed to use the smithy, and it gained us 3 craft to 2 of our people, 2 traps and 1 physical strength to 2 of our people. So actually they taught us a little bit of skill. No one joined us, but they did teach us a few tricks with the smithy. That's fine. So into the village. So we can try and manipulate them socially, or we can attack them. I'm actually, despite the fact this isn't a social group, going to go with the social, because I'm hoping that we'll get a chance at joining them, or having one of them join us. Especially if we could get a goblin boss to join us. I'd really love to have a goblin boss with us. So they're going to go first. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. Let's throw out a... Who's my weakest person with counter tactics at a high level? You are, Mr. Dwarf. So the Dwarf Bandit, not particularly good talker. That's fine. We will throw out someone sacrificial, actually, because this damage we can't, none of our characters can take. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to throw him out, and he's just going to absorb that hit for me. He doesn't get a turn anyway, so there's no real worry about that. Again, I'm going to throw out someone reasonably sacrificial, because these 2 hits, I'm going to take them, so I might as well not impact the damage I'm doing. So that's 10 and 10, that's him out. 13 and 11 should be fine, and then we'll throw out the supports on the last person to deal with our shaman who's at the back. So again, this isn't real wounds, so it doesn't matter so much with social if you sacrifice people. So this kind of sort of sacrificing in a social challenge is actually a good way of dealing with some of the harder social challenges. You sacrifice people from your tactics row so that you can deal with them more easily. I was hoping we might have a goblin join us, but we didn't. We did, however, get the Doctor's Medicus, which is a hammer called the Doctor's Medicus. Please tell me it has medical skill assigned to it. No, just blunt damage. But it's called the Doctor's Medicus, so I want to put it on my doctor. Okay, so we have a big blunt damage hammer called the Doctor's Medicus. This is a decent double-handed sword. It's a grave longsword, and it's actually more damaging than our armoured arm, so that's quite good. So now with our people full, we're going to head back to town, and I will call the episode here. Thank you all for watching. There's a rat lair back on the way, so we'll pick up with that in the next episode. This has been the Gaming Droid playing Thea The Awakening. If you'd like to help out the channel, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!